This week we're going to talk about indications of deterioration in corn conditions across the country. We're also going to take a look at short-term weather trends as corn goes through grain fill. And we are going to highlight some signs of ongoing weakness in corn export demand. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the corn market. We've moved into the middle of August and this market remains extremely unpredictable. Let's start out this week highlighting the latest crop condition updates from the USDA. What we're looking at here is some deterioration in the latest week. We saw U.S. national crop conditions deteriorate from 64% good to excellent last week to 62% this week. As usual here, our color code is a red circle implies deterioration, green circles imply improvement, and yellow circles unchanged. Notice across the entire Midwest here, with the exception of Ohio, Wisconsin, and North Dakota, we did see some modest deterioration. I don't want to emphasize that this wasn't a major decline, but we did see some warmer and drier conditions across many of those key states. Now, as we look at the results from last week's USDA report, that is highlighted when we look at the corn yield projections. In that green circle, if you will, in the eastern corn belt, each of those states highlighted, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan, is looking at projections for a record yield. That's depicted by the hashtag next to the yield. For example, Illinois at 214 bushels would be a record yield. Notice how that contrasts, however, with that northern plains, northwest corn belt, looking at key states of Minnesota, South Dakota, and North Dakota, where each of those states is down significantly from a percentage standpoint from a year ago. We're going to move on now and look at the aggregate crop condition index for corn. We're starting out here at the beginning of the crop year back in around Memorial Day at about 3.85 for our index. Notice, however, in the latest week here in mid-August, we're at a season low down at 3.60. That is actually below the 2017 level at this time of year. It still is above where it was in 2019. Let's look at crop progress now. Looking at corn dented, a critical time period here for the next 3 weeks or so as grain fill occurs in corn. We're looking at about 22% of the corn is dented now across the country, which means we've still got a lot of that corn, again, going through that grain fill process. Over the next 2 weeks, about a third of the crop does go into the dented phase. So we're looking at approximately 55% of the corn will be dented here by the end of the month. Now, weather is still critical, of course, for corn moving into the last half of August. Let's take a look at the short-term weather trends. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-Storm Weather. We're starting out here looking at a rainier pattern setting up. It's going to start initially over the next 5 to 7 days in the southeast. Some of that's a remnant of the tropical storm that is moving through. And we're looking forward now to Friday to Monday, heavier precip across that dry area of eastern North Dakota, eastern South Dakota, as well as parts of Minnesota, as well as that northwest corn belt. At least is going to get some rainfall. Now, we're looking at next week, August 25th through the 26th. We're looking at a wider area here as the rainfall moves south and east. More cooler air. The cooler air is forecast to trigger more rain. We've talked a bit about supply. Let's move on and talk about demand. Specifically, we're looking at export demand here. We've highlighted this slide before, but it shows the unshipped corn sales for U.S. corn. This is old crop for the 2021 crop year. What I want to highlight here is the sales of old crop corn over the last month are 1/3 of the seasonal average. So whether it's a combination of high prices discouraging buying, more wheat feeding overseas, whatever the case may be, we are seeing a slowdown in corn export demand. And remember, it's corn supply and demand that determine price. Let's wrap things up this week looking at trends in December corn futures. We are looking at continued the highest price here for mid-August in 9 years. You have to go all the way back to 2012 to see prices this high. So again, continue to strongly encourage you to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to manage price movement. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants who'd be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an upload. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.